Perception slips right through. What did I do? I must have been so careless. Progress too soon. But you got me so breathless. Can we work it out this time? Though you got money on your mind. So and see the lights rise once more. I could be fooled by you tonight, but not this time. It's coming back again. I see it clearly now. Your sweet, sweet talking won't make me fall this time, 'cause I have drawn a map of my escape. Don't you even try, 'cause it's too late. I'm someone else, although I look the same way. Teardrops that fell, but it's just another delay. I'm over us, I'm over you. Forget about another deja vu. So go and see the lights rise once more. I could be fooled by you tonight, but not this time.
Hello. Happy Wednesday. How's it going? Caroline, are you in the building? In the Zoom building?
I'm in the building.
How are you doing?
Great. I am great this morning. How are you doing?
Yeah, good, thank you. I'm very excited for today's show episode. Just for anybody tuning in for the first time, because we are currently live streaming on YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, everywhere possible on Facebook. So hello to everyone watching on the live stream. How is it going? This is the Rebellious Business Show. We are live every Wednesday at 10:30 a.m. UK time to bring you training, tips, tricks, discussions, guest experts, all kinds of things with helping you build and grow your online business, take it to the next level, keep doing the hard stuff, keep doing the things that are going to move you forwards and stay out of your comfort zone, which, by the way, is what we're going to be talking about today. I'll come back to that. So if you're watching on the live stream now, drop us a note. We can see the chat. So we want to chat with you, we want to interact with you. Who's here? Let us know. And if you're watching this on the replay, you know what to do. Drop us a hashtag replay. Before we get into today's session, we have a message from our sponsor. Caroline, do you want to go and handle that? And I will get the link.
Please do. So today's episode of the Rebellious Business Show is sponsored by DJ Tutorials, spelt with a C and an H, because Mark Chew, the founder, actually Chew is spelt with a T and a E, but he's known as Chewy, DJ Chewy, DJ Mark Chew. So DJ Tutorials is our sponsor of the Rebellious Business Show. And what we are asking our audience to do is to go and fill in an application form to be a speaker on the Dex Education Show. The Dex Education Show goes live every week at Tuesday at 1 p.m. to interview guest experts to provide business and, well, any kind of support, really, any kind of expertise that could help DJs out. And you might think, oh, I don't think I have much experience that can help a DJ, but they're business owners, they're solopreneurs, they are creatives, they're also people. So if you help in mindset, if you help in finance, or if you're an expertise in marketing, if you're an expertise in messaging, whatever it is, there's a good chance that you can support DJs. And Mark has a very, very engaged audience. It is growing, and he has reaches often of tens of thousands on some of his show episodes, or some of his posts. He's even had A-list DJs comment and share his post before, because he's making waves. So if you are interested in raising your profile, in getting more speaking opportunities, in getting out in front of really engaged audience, then click the link in the chat right now. If you're either on the Zoom call with us, it will be in the chat on the left, on the right, actually both. If you're wherever you are, whatever platform you're on, actually we need one on YouTube as well. I'll put one on YouTube as well when we get into the content. But yeah,
I've done it. It's everywhere. It's all over the place.
All
yeah,
over
it's on
the
YouTube. It's on LinkedIn. It's been dropped everywhere. So
that's why you're my business partner. You're so good. I'm so lucky. So yeah, basically, guys, if you are interested in speaking in Mark's show, just to let you know, on the first episode that we promoted DJ Tutorials and Mark Chu and the show of Dex Education, he got so many applications that the form broke. We broke the form. So do be patient. He is going through them. So if just be patient and mindful that he has had lots of applications. However, make sure you still apply, because it's great.
It makes me feel proud that we break the form. Like, oh,
yeah, we broke the form.
Yes,
we break the form all the time.
One day we're gonna have like server issues, aren't we? With like, having to upgrade our server. This morning, ladies and gentlemen, I have been putting together software for a call center type situation.
Oh, wow.
Which I feel like I'm a grown-up now. I feel like I've grown up. I'm a grown-up business owner. We've got what's it called? Flipping call center software set up. How cool is that?
We have. If you've ever seen anyone recording a voicemail message be so happy, I bet they weren't as happy as Cordelia today. I'm going to put a post up later.
We have a rebellious business voicemail message, and it is my voice.
It is your voice. It is your voice. And you were so happy when you were recording that.
I actually can't listen to that back. I'm a little bit I hope the audio is fine, because I can't listen to it. It's so cringe. Voicemail messages.
I'm going to get Mark to turn it into a mix.
Yeah, that would be great.
That would be great. DJ Tutorials. We've got a little snippet for you to turn into a mix. So anyway, we've now got a few more heads showing up in the audience. We've got a few more faces on the live, although we can't see you on the live. So guys, make sure you give us a comment. Let us know that you are there with us in the chat, and also on YouTube. If you're on YouTube, if you are on any of these platforms, do give us a little comment of some kind. Just let us know you're around, and we will try to engage with you. We're trying to comment back to people. We're trying to start conversations, because connection is at the heart of everything we do, and we want to make you feel supported, welcome, connected, involved. It's very important to us. So make it hard for us. Give us loads.
I have a question for everyone tuning in. I have a question for you guys. How far, on a scale of 0 to 10, 0 being nothing and 10 being as much as I possibly could ever, how far do you feel like you are pushing yourselves to step out of your comfort zone? We know that everything you want is on the other side of your comfort barrier, and we can understand that logically. But when we put that into practice, drop a number in the chat or in the comments, wherever you are. How far out of your comfort zone do you feel that you are stepping on a scale of 0 to 10? Awesome. We've got some numbers coming in.
Oh, wow. We've got some really high ones. That's because you're all rebels. You're in the network. The rebellious ones are speaking. Yes. Love that. It just goes to show we've got the right people in our audience and on the show. This is amazing. Heather, 9. I love this. You've got a 9 from Lewis. Is it Lewis or Louis? Well, Lewis or Louis, Heather, Nina, Nicola, John Beamson as well, of course. What we got on Facebook?
Well, John has dropped to 9. John, why have you dropped to 9? Is it because there's always room for improvement?
10 10. I don't think many people have been to 10. 10 is truly scary.
Well, welcome, John. John is our guest on the Rebellious Business Show today. It's awesome to have you with us.
Thank you.
I met John at the Rebellious Business Network a few months ago.
Oh, yeah.
It just absolutely adored this guy from day one. He is someone who pushes the boundaries and actually takes a lot of entrepreneurs on like real big journeys. I'm talking about hiking to the next level to get them really pushing themselves to the boundaries of resilience, so that they can bring that into the workplace, into the team building, into their business, into their development. And I'm super excited to hear more about what it is that you do here. But Mark,
do you remember
John,
quickly? Remember the mission? You sent John on a mission.
Yeah, I do.
Oh, are you? Sorry.
Oh, I set John a mission. Oh, you meant my mission this morning?
No.
Yes, we did.
Do you remember?
We set John on a, yeah, he was our spy.
Yeah, you were a spy for us, John.
Yeah,
you did
a spy.
A good job. Came in straight away. You infiltrated. Came in. Cordelia sent him to spy on me to find out if things were going well.
Actually, I've got a confession to make, right? So we were in the networking event. We had split the group into 2 rooms of about 40, I think.
Yeah.
And I had no idea what was going on in Caroline's room. I didn't know how long until they'd finished the exercise. And so I called on John to go to, I was like, John, can you be the spy for us and go in and spy? I was actually calling on John Denley, who is always on every single call and is usually quite happy for me to just throw him under a bus. But Mr. Beamson replied to that call in 0.01 seconds and became the spy. And from then on, I was like, I like this guy. He is daring. It is really cool. But yeah, so today's session, ladies and gentlemen, is Beyond the Comfort Zone, Strategies for Success with our esteemed guest here, Mr. John Beamson. Welcome to the show, John.
Well, phenomenal time to be alive. Thank you very much. It's great to be here. And already this morning, I've had a fastball because the place where I was going to be doing the co-working from changed their mind last minute. Sorry, we've got no Wi-Fi. Fastballs. Find somewhere else. Get. So I found a brand new place, and here I am all set up, and probably is one of the nicest co-working spaces I've ever been in. So always be prepared to do what you need to do.
I love it. I love it. We've also had a few things this morning where stuff's not been going to plan. Just that we were talking about this on the phone yesterday, and I said we were having a conversation about what happens when shit happens and you've got a business to run. And then I said to John, pause that. We're going to have this conversation on the show tomorrow. This is unscripted. We are just going to drill into essentially how to be more resilient in your business, how to get out of that comfort zone more. But the first question I want to ask you, John, I just want to jump straight in and ask you this. Your tagline is don't be shit.
Don't be
shit. You say it at the end of phone calls, you say it at the end of messages, you say it at the end of voice notes, you say it in Instagram and Facebook posts. You say it all the bloody time.
Yeah.
Where does it come from and why do you say it?
So its origins come from a lady who completed a really tough ultra marathon called the Barkley Marathon, a lady called Chloe Dillwalter, who was the first person I ever heard say it, I think 2015. And then it's sort of done the rounds for a long time. And then just as great sayings come back round, it came back round. Now, a lot of people think don't be shit is quite masculine, but actually it's both masculine and feminine, because if I only ever do the stuff that I'm strong at, then guess what? I'm being shit. So you have to go and do the other things that you don't want to do to be the total package. So for me, last year I did a lot of the whole spiritual woo-woo stuff, which like is not my bag at all. But ultimately, not to be shit, I went and did it to see what the other side is doing, because it's no good just doing what you do. It's about the other side and being strong in all areas of it, really.
I love that. So it's like a deeper meaning. Don't be shit means don't stay in your comfort zone, doing the thing that you're skilled at. Get out, branch out, experience other areas and further your skill set.
So I've challenged people before when they've said, oh, I run ultra marathons, and I'm like, yeah, but that's what you do. So that's no longer outside your comfort zone. Maybe if it's 50, 60, 70, 80K, if that's what you do, then that's your now comfort zone. So you have to go and do something that makes you look at it and go, oof, gives you a bit of that moment. If that's public speaking, if that's cold calling clients, like whatever it is, it gives you a bit of ooh, that's what it has to be. That's what you got to move towards. For me, it was I did shamanic healing last year, and that is absolutely insane. Like, that was the most bizarre experience I've ever had. Totally, massively out of my comfort zone.
I feel like I need some details on this. Some shamanic healing. Okay. Yeah. So firstly, before we get into this, you've actually, no surprises here, sparked some controversy among the rebels. Yep. There are a lot of people who feel like they know the genesis of this expression, and I didn't even think about there being a genesis. We've got John, the John that was supposed to be the spy, said it's a Nick James line. We've also got,
oh no, that was referring to It's a Wonderful Time to Be Alive.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So that's we've yeah. Oh, so we've got, and also on Facebook, Sarah Elizabeth Jones says Courtney daughter, and also Jason Economides says Jasmine Paris.
Yeah.
Are you familiar with these names?
Yeah, they're all big in the ultra marathon running scene. So
and they don't be shitters, basically.
Yeah. Yeah, they don't be shitters. Yeah, and I've heard the phenomenal time to be alive for me came from Matt Irwell, but it's all expert empires sort of world.
Yeah. Love that. Yeah, I like these things because they really start to embody, you embody them. Don't be shit, and it's a phenomenal time to be alive. And if you keep saying that, those are good affirmations to say. So let's get into it. Shamanic healing. Talk us through the process. What happened? Where'd you go? What'd you do?
Yeah, so I was looking for something that I'd never done before, and something that, like, as soon as it was said to me, I was like, absolutely not. And the moment I had that, like, absolutely not feeling, I was like, well, now I have to do it because there's something that I'm fighting against. So I said to a friend of mine who's a bit woo, and I said, what's the most woo thing that you can do? And she said, oh, shamanic healing. And I was like, I already have reservations about this. But the lady who did it, very professional, and I went there with a completely open mind, not to rubbish, not to dismiss, but I went there with a completely open mind just to go through the process and try and understand the other side and see what's going on the other side of the table. And it was all about my chakras and humming and breath, and yeah, I mean, I call it my woo da. My woo da was going crazy. Yeah.
Okay.
So that was driven by your desire to do something that you've not done before.
Yeah.
But why? Why would that bring value to you?
Because for me, I ask people to be uncomfortable all the time. So if I'm going to ask you to be uncomfortable, I'm going to have to move towards things that make me uncomfortable to understand the feeling of what that feels like again. Because a lot of the stuff that I do, I'm really comfortable at it. So to get that feeling again where you get nerves and jitters and the unknown, I have to go and do things that make me feel that. And, sitting there and having someone operate on my spiritual body was absolutely just nuts for me. But, it was a good insight, actually, if I'm honest with you. I'm glad I experienced it, and I'd certainly recommend it to other people to go and be curious about doing it.
I really like that, actually, because like you say, we're calling it woo, which means there's been apprehension about the kind of spiritual side of things before. You've gone in, you've been open-minded, you've given it a go, and it's broadened your mind in that area. You're now recommending it to other people.
100%.
Yeah. What was the outcome then? Like, from off the back of that, did it have an impact?
It did have an impact because, again, I got the outcome I wanted. I wanted to see the other side without just dismissing the other side, without being on the other side. And I totally understand why people would choose to go down that route of therapy, and why they choose to do it. I would do it again, for sure. And I'm more open to other stuff as now, the other side as well. So for me, it was a win-win.
So it's something that's like interesting to me. It's like, so if we're talking about in the sense of business and marketing, you've got this don't be shit attitude, which means stepping outside of your comfort zone. How does that, is this just a lifestyle that you've kind of embodied into a business? Like, is this how does business and personal connect here?
Yeah, so for me, I used to have basically I used to have a really good day job, like a really comfortable day job where I worked 4 days on, 4 days off, and I earned about 40K a year. And I had, it was really easy living. And I just thought to myself, this is the ceiling, like this is it for the rest of my life. And for me, I was like, are we going to be happy getting to 80, 90 and saying, have we really give it a go? Because deep down inside there's a business here, but you're going to have to suffer a little bit to get it to where it needs to be. And I suppose the whole don't be shit thing came from there, where every time I thought I'm being a bit shit, I would say, come on, don't be shit. And also, by the way, if you're going to have a day on the couch eating Cheetos, that's fine. Just say I'm having a shit day. Like, take full ownership of it, because then you've owned it, and no one can say what they want to say.
It sounds like you're really driven to achieve a lot. I mean, there are a lot of people that would be really happy with that day job, and have felt like they've achieved a lot, and that's great. They're happy staying there. That for them isn't shit. That for them is having achieved a great career in their life, and they get to do the things they want to do. 4 days off, spend it with the kids. Have weekends away. Where does that come from for you? That drive to go bigger and bigger, more and more, further and further, and more successful. Do you feel driven by that?
Yeah, 100%. I want to break the mold of my family. There's never been anyone in my family that's ever owned their own business and ever really kicked on. So I want to be that whole, like, this is how you need that generational break, don't you? So my family have followed a very similar model since the dawn of time. And I don't want to follow that. So when I knew I wanted to start my own business, I knew what it was going to take, or at least I had an idea. And then I just thought, right, let's just go. And then as businesses change and evolve, you have to constantly change and evolve as well, because what you think's a good idea a year ago, it is no longer a good idea now. And I'm constantly looking at, like, my systems, my processes, the things I offer. And one thing that I've got into this year is my NLP, meeting people where they are, not where I want them to be initially, and bringing people with. And definitely pushing forward for that. So again, that for me, the NLP side, if people don't do NLP or they're unfamiliar with it, please go and get familiar with it, because it is a fantastic, really interesting topic, which I'm having loads of fun with at the moment, for sure.
So, well, yeah, I mean, firstly, to reflect back, like, big fan of any sort of a mental or emotional processing tool. And NLP is like, it seems to be this two-pronged thing where it's like, it not only is sort of healing and sort of like channeling for yourself, like helping you resolve things, but it's also an approach for how you approach conversations, how you approach people, how you do how you connect better as well. So I think it's a really interesting tool in that it's got a few different elements to it, which separates it from like therapy, for instance, or coaching specifically. It's like it's a two-way tool. What I'm really interested about that might not be super clear to everyone. What is it exactly that you do? Like, yeah.
So in a nutshell, I make people harder to kill. That's something I've started saying, because nothing is as hard as business, and nothing is as hard as disappointments. And if you can just ride disappointment like you ride your bike, then eventually you'll overcome them. But it's how do you handle disappointment, and how do you move past disappointment? And I don't know everyone in the room. Maybe you're starting out, maybe you're at the midpoint, but you're going to get people who say to you, oh, I'm 100% in. I'll pay the invoice on Friday. Friday comes and goes and they ghost you. Trust me, it's an awful feeling, because it leaves you thinking, what did I do wrong? And it's disappointing. So you've got to learn how to manage that disappointment, and you've got to learn, right, that was that. Now this is this. Move forward. And I put myself and the people I work with into very challenging positions. I get them like beyond uncomfortable, whether that's heights, whether that's tight spaces, because it's all linked to business. The amount of people who say to me, I hate caving, and I'll say, how many caves you been in? None. Okay, so where does that fear come from? Because you've made the fear. So you can make a fear about anything. You know, it's the same. Caving and cold calling are the same thing. You have to do it to know if you're any good at it or not. But to say I don't like it before you do it is, it's, you know, you're losing that. Be curious. Go and get in the cave. You know, there's people here today. There'll be people in your pipeline. There'll be people in your business who are waiting for you to phone them and say, hey, what needs to happen for us to do some business today? Oh, thanks for the call. Actually, I was thinking about you. That's happened to me. I'm sure it's happened to Cordelia. Go and find out what's inside the cave. Go and phone that client who you've been bombarding with emails and, you know, dancing around the topic. Go and ask the question. Get a yes, get a no, get a definite. And then you know, don't you? Without, oh, well, maybe next week, you know. So for me, when we become really resilient, we can handle no's. We can take rejection. We can take disappointment, and we can go, right, let's carry on. Let's carry on doing the things that we need to do.
I love this philosophy of yours. It's like, just get yourself uncomfortable, get used to the idea and the feeling of being uncomfortable so that you can be uncomfortable in business.
Yeah.
What I'm interested in, just as a kind of footnote really, is with the clients that you work with and you get them uncomfortable. I mean, guys, John's doing things like get people attacked by dogs, doing caving, going on these massive long hiking missions. Like, he gets people seriously uncomfortable in all manner of ways. They're completely safe, but it's just a mental thing, right? What I'm intrigued in is why there must be, for each of your clients, a really strong reason why they want to succeed in business, for them to want to put themselves under that duress. Like you said just now, that you want to break the mold in your family history, right? You want to be the one that broke out of that. That is like a really strong driver, and I can understand how that would motivate you to do that. So I think that, you know, we've been talking about, this is becoming a very long footnote, we've been talking about how, you know, business is flipping hard, right? And it's a struggle. There are times when it's really, really challenging. You get rejected, you get turned down, things don't work, you make mistakes, you fuck things up, you lose a shitload of revenue. Whatever happens, it can sometimes be really hard. And I think that people quit too easily sometimes. That reason why, do you find that the people that are really succeeding out of the people you work with and the people that want to do this have got a really strong reason why they need to succeed?
100%. So I work with people across like sectors, from people getting into property, people who own social media companies, CEOs of big businesses, and a lot of them. I'm not a fan of the word personal brand, but a lot of people are doing it so they've got things to talk about, things to bring up when they do public speaking. I went to a talk recently where a chap, he's going to become one of those sort of legitimate property people, and he was talking about why he chose to do the attack dogs, and why he put himself under that much pressure and what he got out of it. And it's understanding, thinking, what's it like getting attacked by a dog? Well, a dog is the closest thing we can have to a human attacking us, whether that's verbal or physically, and understanding your own emotions in that situation. So with the attack dogs, I'll explain it. The dog reacts to your reaction. So if you go hyper and you freak out, the dog absolutely loves it. But if you can bring yourself down into clarity, the dog loses interest and it just has hold of you in a sort of pinch. And then what we do is we say, give me a 30-second elevator pitch now, in that position. And if your brain can function under that much pressure, then the next time someone says to you, hey, there's a public speaking opportunity in 20 minutes, do you want to do it? You'll say, yeah, no problem, because it ain't a dog on your arm. So you've built a higher level of tolerance. And who's in that audience? Who's in that audience who's going to go, oh my, this is what I needed to hear. And then all of a sudden, last year I got offered to speak at TEDx in front of 1,200 people. That was my 4th public speaking gig, and I just said yes. And from that opportunity, loads of opportunities have come. Now, I know what no does. No closes all the doors. Now, I had to go out there and do, like, that's a big audience. I mean, like, I remember walking on the stage thinking, I wish there was a dog in a cave right now, because I'd rather be on that. But again, because I've built a high level of tolerance, I just went on there, deep breath. What a phenomenal time to be alive. And straight away, the audience is with me because I've put myself into rooms with people who know more than me, and they understand what that saying actually is. It's a disarming tool, and it brings people to you. So it gets everyone on side really quickly. And that's why when I do these resilience days, if I can give you a higher level of tolerance of discomfort, the next time you've got to do a call, or the next time you've got to have that conversation about price, or an opportunity to speak on stage, or an opportunity to speak at this, or you'll be like, well, it's not as bad as that. And if I did that, then I can do this. And if I can do this, I can do that. And it's just a big confidence thing. And then when you post on LinkedIn and a tack dog hanging off your arm and you're doing a 30-second elevator pitch, just watch what your audience does. By the way, they explode for you. And all of a sudden, oh, I didn't know you could do that. Oh, wow. What? It moves people towards you. Anyone can jump on a Zoom and talk waffle about resilience, but show me, always show me. Don't just talk, show, because that's what inspires people. It's the taking action.
Where did you come up with the idea of getting people attacked by dogs?
Well, again, it's a really interesting one. A friend of mine who served in the army, he trains dogs now for the police and the army, and he will get sort of like a Belgian Malinois that he's took in as a rescue, and then he has to take that dog from badly trained to be able to then put it into a replacement with the police, the army. And one thing that he needs is to train the dog how to bite properly. So you go in a bite suit, and it's a big padded suit, and basically repetition, the dog bites over and over and over, and then the dog knows to bite and release, bite and release, bite and release. And I just thought that's really unique, and I'm going to go and do it. And this is a true story. As I was driving down there, I created this like Cujo massive beast of a dog. And when I got there, it was nowhere near as big as I thought. And I thought, isn't that interesting? So it was my own mind telling me this is not going to happen, and it's going to be terrible, and I'm going to get hurt. And then the actual reality was it was nowhere near as bad as I thought, which is like picking up the phone, sending a sales pitch, speaking at an event. It's our mind that is the one that's saying, no, don't go and get attacked by a dog. It'll bite your face. It doesn't bite your face. It's designed to bite your arm and release on command. And it's understanding that. And I just thought that's really unique. And there'll be people who want to do this. And I'm going again in 2 weeks' time with a guy as well.
We've got a couple of people in the chat saying that phone calls are a thing that they're scared of. One person said that, it's actually about the idea of interrupting someone with a one-off phone call. I think it's a really good example. Me and Caroline have had lists of people to call before and have just ended up doing everything else apart from calling the people we needed to call, and then go, well, it's 5 o'clock now, I'll have to do it tomorrow.
Yeah. Whoopsie, dinner time.
Yeah,
so,
and I go.
Yeah, so right, if you've got a product or a service that's going to change my life, why wouldn't I want to hear about it? So it's your presumption that I don't want to hear from you is the reason why you don't want to call me. Now, if you're going to phone me and offer me something that's going to drastically change, then of course I'm in. But it's the way you do a call. It's the way you do anything. So if you, like when I phone people and it's cold, I'll say, oh, hi, Cordelia, it's John Beamson. The reason for the call is, would you be interested in a resilience day? I'm not going, oh, hi, Cordelia. How's your kids? How's your mom? How's your dad? I don't care about any of that. Just get to the point. Get that. This is the problem. People want to pretend to be, I know you're busy. How do you know I'm busy? You're not sat in a room with me. I could have been on my phone on TikTok. I'm not busy. I've been waiting for you to ring me and say, hi, I'm a VA and I offer a world-class VA service. Oh, fantastic. I've been after a VA for ages. It's your own doubt that stops you from picking up the phone. They could be busy. Yeah, they could be. Or they could just be sat there going, I wish someone had phoned me and offered me a world-class service.
Well, I think that's if you're cold calling, right? But the truth is, Nicola's saying that's what I'm getting my head around, John. It's selfish for me to not share my stuff. What I'd be interested to know, are those people cold? Just pop your thumb up if they're cold, or thumb down if they're actually in your world already and they've seen or heard of you. Yeah. So Nicola's saying that they already know who she is, that they're in her world, they've signed up to her list. It's not necessarily a cold call, which you would think makes it easier, right? But It doesn't. And I think what I hear from what you just said is it's down to actually two things that kind of interact with each other. Number one is your self-worth. Number two is the fact that you're making it about you. So, you know, even though there may be a self-worth issue, the fact that you're making it about you, interrupting their time, then yeah. So with the resilience stuff, does that also bring confidence? If you throw yourself out of your comfort zone more,
you get used to that feeling of being uncomfortable. It no longer becomes such a thing. It's just a thing that you do. Like I make myself uncomfortable at least once a week. Forcibly make myself uncomfortable. So it's a feeling that I've become used to, and I'm always looking for the next thing. And the next thing for me is I'm going to be going into a helicopter dunk tank. You know, where they drop you in the water and they spin it, and you've got to get out the helicopter underwater. Like that's the next thing for me.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah. So you know, if you work offshore, you have to basically you go into a helicopter simulator. It drops you into a big pool of water, and then your seat belted in, and then it spins upside down, and you've got to undo the seatbelt and then swim back to the surface. That's
a helicopter underwater.
Yeah, it's all like a simulator, but it's the simulator crashing in water in a helicopter, and then it spins you upside down, and then seatbelt, and you come out, and then you've got to. It's the safety. There's divers, but there's certain element of like, you're going to be underwater.
I'm going to drown.
Yeah. So.
Did you used to do this stuff before? Like, so I need to build a picture. Like, were you a madman when you were working 4 days on, 4 days off?
No.
Like, was this like, what happened?
I got very comfortable. Of course I did, because I had a very comfortable life. So I just stayed in my comfort, and I dismissed anything that wasn't my world without even knowing anything about it. So previously I was in the army, so that had a certain level of function. But I had too long of a gap between starting my business and leaving the army. So there's no crossover there. And I would say, actually, my time employed and working for someone was the shittest I've ever been. Like, I achieved nothing in years. Not a thing. Apart from I turned up, got paid for what I was supposed to do, and went home. that was it. That was it. Didn't do anything.
Yeah, that's mad. It's kind of like... it's quite wild to think that you've just kind of gone from this like very steady, simple, easy life to going and getting nearly drowned by a helicopter mission. Like these two things, they're just really interesting. And so what, let's say I come to you, or would you come to me, like if you're calling me up or something, how would it work? Like, and I'm like, what's my problem if I'm going to work with you?
Yeah. Again, you should be dequalifying just as much as you're qualifying, because not everyone is a great fit. And your tonality of how you speak is doing that for you. And I now do something on LinkedIn where if I get a connection request, I just basically say straight away, thanks for the connection request. In regard to it, what's it reference? Do you want to work with me, or do you want me to work with you? Or, you know, and then that's it. Oh, I'd like to work with you. Brilliant. Fantastic. Let's have a call. Because what I do is about being direct, taking action and being direct. If you're not a direct take action person, we don't need to be connected. We don't need to know each other. It's fine. You'll go your way, I'll go mine. And it's a way of qualifying your time, because our time is the most important thing. And people will say, do you want to go for a coffee? And I'll say, what's the purpose of the coffee? Because I've got coffee in my own house. So can we just...
I can imagine you're a really annoying friend. Hey, do you want to go out? Why? What's it for? Where's my adrenaline going to come from?
Caroline, can you imagine? He would destroy me. Like, I would be in bits.
Andy, coffee walk.
You're so much more direct than I am. I'm such a fluffy, flowery.
No, that's not true. You are very direct with me. You're very direct with me.
Yeah.
So you've got it in you.
It's fine to be there's a difference between being rude and being direct, and again that's
a fine line. It's a fine line.
It's a fine line.
The line is sometimes unclear. It's like, wow, yeah, that was straight. That was straight to the heart. I do think there is a fine line. Yeah, sorry. There was another question I wanted to ask as well. Okay, yeah, this is it. So someone connects with you. I think what's really interesting as well, because there is this, we've got like people interested in business and marketing here, and we started to like veer into this business conversation, which I think is really important. You've talked about people connecting with you on LinkedIn. Love this as well. Everyone, I want you to take note of this. Like when someone connects with you on LinkedIn, what your approach is to directly say, what's your business? What do you want, mofo? And interestingly, firstly, I want to know what is that successful for you? And secondly, I want to know, what is the process after that? Do you go like, what haunts you? What are you afraid of? Like, how does this happen? I'm so confused.
Again, generationally, all the people I work with are my age, so there's no crossover here. A lot of us are direct, and again, the people I work with, because they're time poor, they respect the let's just get down to it question rather than let's fluff about and go for 55 coffees and get nowhere. So basically someone will say, yeah, I'm really interested in what you'll do. I'll say, fantastic. When works for you to have a meeting? Because now it's about them and their diary and not about me and my diary. Or next week, Wednesday, fantastic. Send them an invite request. I always would rather do it in person, but if it's Google or Zoom, then that's how it has to be. And then I'll say to them, before we go on the call, what's the outcome that you want to get from the call? So again, it's about them and not about me. So there's two things about them. So far, none of this is about me. And I'll say, and then when I get on the call, I'll say, what's the outcome that you want to get from the call? Well, I've got a lot of public speaking things coming up, and I need to work on my resilience. And I've got a thing about cold calling, and I've got a thing about this and a thing about that. And I'll say, what's the thing that you fear the most? And I'll say, heights. And I'll say, fantastic. When works to go and do a day at heights? Because again, it's still about them and not about me.
Are you ever afraid that they lie to you? Like, I don't really want to tell you what I'm scared. Really. What's your biggest fear? Because I'm about to go dangle you off a building if it's heights. I really don't like kittens. Don't like them.
I'm terrified of cows. Like, they really scare the life out of me.
But again, look, I'm working with people who they want to get better. So they're.
What if they said to you, cows, John?
Yeah, no
What's
problem.
Your mad plan? What's your plan? You've got to get Cordelia in a cow, round cows. What's your plan?
So build it to suit the client. If someone said to me, I've got a phobia of cows, then believe it or not, I know a few farmers, and I'd find one who's got a bull, and we would do a serious day around about managing that, because you need to look at why the fear is the fear, and go a bit deeper to why Cordelia doesn't like cows, and actually is the cow subconsciously somewhere else in her life that she's had problems that's come together, and use the NLP and the coaching to understand, and then by the end of it, she's riding on the back of cows with it.
Buckaroo.
Yeah, she's got a pet cow. She's traded in the car for a cow, and she's running around Oxford with a cow instead.
And what I would say, again, whatever your fear is, it's not trying to impress me with your fear. It's your fear, your day. It's about you. So I never say to someone, come on, like, pick a bigger one than that. Whatever your fear is, that's your fear. When we build a day around it, I'm not there to judge anyone's fear. We've all got what we've got. If you want to do a day cold calling, I'll sit there with you and do a day's cold calling, and we'll go through that. Whatever it is, it's not a problem.
So you get people to face their biggest fears because it gets them as far out of their comfort zone as possible, which then creates shitloads of confidence in business, makes you more resilient, and enables you to handle business life when shit goes down the pan, basically.
100%. And then there's a few I'm doing a few challenge events for people, because people want to be interested and they want personal challenges, because they want to do the whole look at me, I've done this on LinkedIn post, which is fine because it's marketing. At the end of the day, you're marketing yourself, which then markets your business and your services. So people want to do the national 3 peaks. They want to do a challenge for themselves. They want to write a blog about why they did this and why they did that. They want the photos of the day of them on mountains or underground or whatever it is, because it's all marketing. I just ran a 50K ultra at the weekend. It was all over my social media. Now, I ran it for me and my own wins. But I know for a fact, because I've had the messages from people saying, love the mindset this weekend, how you just got on the start line, even though you're not 100% fit, and you just got through it. Because if you're waiting to be 100% at anything, let me know when that is, by the way, because it's never going to be 100%. Like, it's always going to be a reason why you can't do something. but I've never been late for anything that was a priority. That's the truth.
So what are you scared of, John?
Oh, that's a great question. Oh, that's a great question. See, I confronted that many last year that I really, really went through the list.
Being shit. I think you're terrified of being shit.
Yeah, I think for me, it wouldn't be something that, like, for me, it would be something to do with emotions and feelings. Like, it would be that side of it for me. Like, it would be, like, the loss of my partner would probably terrify me more than anything I've ever done. So, again, it's about, you know, as well. So, just people that got context, like, I've fought in a war. So, I physically fired rounds at people and they fired them at me. It doesn't get any more game on than that. That's fully committed. So, like, I've been to the very edge of what comfort zones are. So for me, I think it would be something to do with you know, like, honestly, disappointing my partner would probably be my biggest fear. Like, that would probably be my biggest fear, because, you know, when someone's been with you for such a long time and if you've got a partner and you're in business, it's your dream, not their dream, but they have to sometimes suffer your nightmares with you to get to the other side of it. And the amount of businesses owners that I know who have lost partners through going through this process it's a lot, because yeah, you sacrifice your lifestyle, but guess what? So do they. Because you haven't got the money anymore to do stuff. Like, again, my partner, she's brilliant, but for the last 3 years, she's had to go on loads of holidays on her own because I've spent my money on promoting the business, improving systems. And that's the side that no one sees. So for me, that's what it would be. It'd be like massively disappointing my partner would be my biggest fear.
That's actually a really amazing answer. I think that's really amazing. I'd be interested if I message you, and firstly, one thing to commend is that people are messaging you because you must have clear messaging as well. Something for people to listen to, and that is that, like, you can get people making inquiries because it's clear what you do. And obviously, like you said, you put things on social media. This is like step one, guys. Get loud, right? Get loud, get clear. Like, these are the prime things that you need to do, foundational if you want to get clients. And that's just, you know, those first steps. So just wanted to impress that upon everyone. Making your profiles clear about what you do, not even like particularly amazing, but anyway. Next thing, so I've messaged you like, yeah, you nutter, I want to work with you. You know, what's your biggest fear? you say what's your biggest fear? And I say, disappointing my husband. What do you do then?
Well, I'd say that's a great thing. I've not had that one. Give me 24 hours and I'll come back to you.
I love that. That is a really good answer.
Don't blag stuff. Don't blag stuff. Don't start waffling on about all that sort of corporate LinkedIn waffle language. Just say, if you don't know the answer, just say, I don't know the answer. Let me think about it. Let me come back to you.
Would you be interested in working with someone who had that type of fear, or are you like, yeah,
100%, like 100%. The reason why I'm currently in York City today, coming up with an event which is going to be a command task sort of apprentice, take your phone off you, take money off you, drop you in the center of York, give you 30 tasks to do under a time pressure. And that's going to be about interacting with other human beings and asking questions. Now, this wouldn't have been a thing in the 90s because that's what we did. But now we've become so, like, on my phone, where is so-and-so? Like, we take all that away from you. We say, you've got 3 hours and have a great day. And you've got to go and interact with people who you don't know. Like, for some people, that is, you know, that is a bit, I'd love it. But for some people, they would be like, oh my God. Like, one of the things I get you to do is I get you to go up to a stranger and say, ask them if you can use their phone to ring me. When was the last time someone went to someone else and said, excuse me, can I use your mobile? What? Why? Oh, I've got to phone some guy. Like, just try it. I've done it today, practice. And someone said, yeah, no, I just said, could I use your mobile? Mine's died and I need to ring someone.
I bet someone needs my phone.
Yeah. They were like, yeah, sure.
I think we worry that, like, oh God, people are going to think, but genuinely, if someone came and asked me that, like, I would. Equally, I'd feel a bit nervous to ask someone if I could use their phone.
I think
I'd probably let them. It probably depends. If I had like a hunch that this person was not trustworthy, and maybe not. But generally speaking, I would.
People want to help people. I find people generally want to help people. So yeah, no, again, with what you're saying, if you need to think about it or you need to come up with something new, say, give me 24 hours and I'll come back to you with this. Don't go, oh yeah, I've got this amazing program and what we can do. Like, if you haven't got it, don't blag it. Buy yourself some time. Give yourself that moment of space to think about it.
Can I borrow your phone? I'll think about that and get back to you.
Yeah. Where can I reach you to let you know my answer?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the majority of people do just want to help, and it's the same when you ring people on sales, the cold calling thing we were on about earlier. I mean, I get my clients to do that. I push myself to do it too, right? The one thing that I am consistently surprised at, and I find that my clients are consistently surprised at, is how lovely those phone calls turn out to be. Like, people are generally pleased to hear from you. You have a nice conversation. It's productive. It's usually valuable for them, you know, and if nothing else, like it's just a nice thing to do, to get to know the people that are on your list or in your community. But there's something, isn't there, about the fear of what if, and then
again, this is a Matt Irwell point, and I had to learn it, and I suppose lots of other people. Never assume what your expensive is anyone else's expensive, because if we did a poll in this room now about what's expensive, we'd have 45 different answers, because it's subjective. So never, don't think I'm not going to ring that person because it's £1,000 and they'll say it's too expensive. There's been people who I've spoken to and they've gone, oh yeah, no, fantastic, I'll go for that package, and you're like, oh wow. So never assume anyone's expensive, and when you're going to say it's £7,000 plus VAT, £6,000 plus VAT, whatever it is, be very confident with that number, because if you go, so what we can be, and we'll do, and I'll offer this, like it's just say the number. If someone says to you, what's the investment, say it's X, Y, and Z. Thanks.
practice it in the mirror.
Be certain.
I like how it sounds to me as well, you know, you've got this mad sort of business that scares the shit out of people, but also you there's strategy tied in with that.
Has to be.
Cold calls. Yeah, that's great. That's really, really valuable. I love that. I don't know, you don't need my praise, I suppose. I'm just like, I just think that's really great.
And pick a platform as well. The army taught me one thing: if you fight on lots of fronts, you lose on lots of fronts. So for me, I'm predominantly LinkedIn, because my audience is on LinkedIn. Yes, I've got Instagram. Yes, I've got TikTok, but it's more so sort of like I've got a presence there. I'm not mega active there. For me, calls and LinkedIn is how I win. So that's how I win.
That. Love the business and marketing support as well. Like, get yourself scared and then get yourself a single platform. I think these are some really good takeaways.
I did get to know John and his business a little bit a few months ago when we first met, and I just blown away by you, John. I have to say, if anyone is listening to this that has any form of television connections, we gotta get this man on TV.
Yes.
John Beamson, Survival for Entrepreneurs would be an epic TV show.
I think it would.
I said, is it in the wings, John?
Yeah, so I'm getting a documentary made about me at the end of the year.
Amazing.
Yeah,
I love this.
So it's going to be end of the year, and it's going to be again about people I've worked with, what they've got from it, and then I'm going to create a challenge, which is going to be the Yorkshire Three Peaks up high, and then 3 caves underneath them. So I'll do 3 caves and three mountains in a day. But it's all going to be around other people as well, and what they've got from it, and it's going to be a great one.
Amazing. We'll watch this space.
John Denley knows someone.
John Denley knows a TV PR person. Get them in touch, John.
So I nearly went on TV, but I got binned. In fact, this is where sort of Lone Survivor was born. I was going to go on a show called Naked and Alone Running Home. It was on Channel 4 last year. Did anyone see it?
No. But I think
basically the concept is they drop you off naked with a partner, and then you've got to survive for 3 days and cover a set. Like, that scared me. That scared me. But again, because it scared me, I moved towards it and thought, well, why does it scare me? What's the lesson? I'm brave enough to go and learn it. And end of the day, we've all got a body, so let's just do it. And it didn't come off, but I certainly got quite far in the process, and it was a scary concept for sure. I had a few sleepless nights over it.
Love that.
Wow. How
This
are we
is
feeling,
amazing.
guys? For everyone listening, sorry, Caroline, to
That's right.
interrupt, but for everyone listening, how are we feeling? Are we feeling like we're going to go and do something scary this week?
Yeah.
What's one thing you could do this week that scares you? John,
Yeah.
you said you do something outside your comfort zone every week. What's on the agenda this week?
So I've got to deliver a brand new event to a brand new client. That's next week, but all the planning's this week. So there's the whole, have I got the pacing right? Have I got this right? That whole I've never ran this event before. There's lots of moving parts. So there's the anxiety behind that. And then this week, I'm doing NLP tomorrow. NLP always puts me on the spot a bit because I have to do like that sort of stuff, and that's always a bit out of my comfort zone. Cold calling will be a thing today. Like I cold call people every day, by the way, because if you do it every day, guess what? It's no longer cold calling; it's just cold calling. And again, your language around it. If you do it every day, it's not a one-off. It's something that you do every day. So if you ring people every day, remember you're not trying to sell every day. You're cold calling and you're introducing yourself, and you're trying to bridge that gap quickly, and you can pick up on tonality and regionality, and you can all of a sudden that person on LinkedIn. If you go on LinkedIn now, go on someone who you know, and if the number's there, just phone them. Just phone them and just say, we've been connected on LinkedIn for 2 years. We've never spoke. I just thought I'd give you a ring. Oh, yeah, great to hear from you. What is it you do? Guarantee it. It won't be anywhere near as bad as a conversation as you think. I do it all the time. I love it.
I feel like we need to get you into Rebellious Entrepreneurs Academy to do a session on cold calling. Like,
that would be great.
That would be so good. Like setting up your brand presence, like, how to let people know how to make what's it called, queries, or to query what you do, and also cold calling. I think that would be amazing. We're not holding you to it.
No. I mean, there's
very
a lot of
excited to offer.
There's a lot of great people on TikTok, and there's guys and girls on LinkedIn who are really good at talking about how to do cold calling. It's understanding what the outcome you want from the cold call. If you want to take someone from cold to sold, that's a very different thing. If you want to introduce yourself and have a quick conversation, then that's just a conversation. It depends on the reason for the call is. I always start with the reason for the call is, because then I'm getting to the reason and no one's like, what's this all about? So just get clear on why you're phoning someone. I'm just saying, phoning to say hello. Oh, it's great. I've seen your stuff on LinkedIn. I think it's great. Oh, fantastic. What do you think is great about it? Like, be the doctor, ask the questions.
I love it. Thank you.
So off the back of my question, nobody has given us an answer for something scary they could do in the next week, but I've had a personal suggestion. So the personal suggestion is, I have one for you, Cordelia. Don't vape for 24 hours. And I want to just loud and proud say, done. That happened, I think, Friday night. It all went in the bin, and it's now Wednesday. And so, yeah, done that.
That's been so fast.
So my question to you, who suggested that to me, what's yours? What's your scary thing? I love it. John, it's been so much fun having you on the show. Tell us a little bit about if somebody really feels like, do you know what, I need to get out of my comfort zone. I am ready for this. I need to do it. I'm going to stop putting it off. I need someone as direct as John to hold me accountable. How can people get in touch with you?
Just add me on LinkedIn, send me a message saying, John, the reason for the message is when works for a call. That's literally it. And then the call will just be a Q&A. There's no sell. I'm very good at pacing. If I feel like you're ready to go, then I'll accelerate it. If I feel like you need some more time, I'll give you some more time. I'm very clear and I'm very outcome driven. So whenever you do a process, make it clear why the reason for the call is. So if it's a follow-up call, and I'll say the reason for the call is to get a yes or no answer off you, whether it's for you, because then there's no bamboozling people. So it's very easy. If there's 63 people in this live right now, if someone was to phone me and say, right, I'm going caving, we could be underground next week, not a problem. Like that's the truth. It's on you and how you want to go. Shock your
Well, there we
shock your network.
I've just dropped it in the chat just now. Happy days.
You ladies on fire.
Caroline.
I'm also dropping it in YouTube. Yeah, amazing. I feel like, I feel like this is going to have to be something we do at some point. I say this like, oh God, I'm going to be in a cave soon, aren't I? Like, I just feel like it's going to be a thing that we end up doing at some point. But yes, you are just quite the spirit. So glad to have you on. I'm so glad that you also shared we've got some philosophy, we've got some psychological insights, we've got some business insights, and we've got some marketing insights, like full package there. So happy we had you on today. Also,
Thank you very
so
much.
entertaining. And also, you say you're up north, but it looks like you're in San Francisco. So yeah, it's just zooming in from San Francisco, ladies and gentlemen. We've got
John Beamson.
Mr. John Beamson.
Thank you very much.
You have been fantastic. Cordelia, do you want to close down?
Well, there's not really much more to say. You've pretty much done it. But John, thank you so much. It's been an absolute pleasure to have you on. I've been looking forward to this session for months. And Romeo done. But yeah, I think me and Caroline will come on a scary day out with you one day.
We're gonna have to. We're gonna have to.
But yeah, probably 2025. Let us build up to it, John.
Yeah, we've got some scary plans already.
Yeah, we have got some really scary plans for the next year, actually. Terrifying, but exciting.
Terrifying.
But yeah, we'll be back here same time, same place next week for the Rebellious Business Show. Last week, we actually broke our record, which is really sad, but it was actually worth it. It was AdCon. I spoke on stage on Wednesday, decided, do you know what? It's actually going to be too much to drop the kids off at school, get to London, not be able to check in, do the Rebellious Business Show at 10:30, be on stage at 1:30. So we cancelled the Rebellious Business Show. No one died. I actually managed to preserve my energy, and this technically becomes episode 1 of a new record. We will beat the last record of like 280 episodes or whatever it's been, unbroken. But yeah, AdCon next year. That sounds exciting. Someone just dropped that in the chat. But yeah, AdCon was amazing. It was amazing.
It was so good.
We're going to get the recording out to our rebels as an exclusive for you guys when we have it. So we will have that. I've had a couple of people ask, so I will get the recording out. But yeah, so we'll quickly same time, same place next week. Reliable again. The Rebellious Business Show. Go on. What did you want to say, Caroline?
Should we talk about NAC quickly?
Yeah, why not?
Why not? So every month inside Rebellious Entrepreneurs Academy, we have the NAB Client Challenge, which is essentially you've got 5 days with live calls, community support, everyone's hyped up, everyone's getting involved to try and nab clients, predominantly using promotions on social media. You don't need to have a large following, you don't need to put anything on ad spend, you don't need to have experience, you just need to be bold enough to put yourself out there and to try and nab some clients, which could be quite scary. This is quite good, actually. Up until we know that you guys you want some proof, you want to see what is available. So we have now extended our £1 trial. We offer a £1 trial, which always happens just a few days before the NAB Client Challenge, but we are opening it up for a longer duration to give everyone more time to experience the Rebellious Entrepreneurs Academy before deciding whether you want to stay with us or not. We're confident you will want to stay with us. We get lots of people stay with us because they absolutely love it in there. But if you would like to join the NAB Client Challenge, what days it kick off, Cordelia?
So let me get the dates in front of me. This is not planned or prepared, and I do not have figures in front of me, and everything changes every month. So here's how it normally works. Client Week is an internal challenge for our clients, and it is every, I think, 3rd week of the month. The next Client Week is going to be June 17th to June 21st. This is when all of our clients in RIA, Rebellious Entrepreneur Academy, we hold them accountable to get one of the quick win strategies, plug it in, press play, and get a client in Client Week. Really good way of holding our clients accountable to do that. Now, what we're saying is that even though Client Week doesn't start until June 17th, you could have early access right now to the portal for £1 until your membership start date, which would be June 22nd. So you'd get access from now till June 22nd for £1. Not going to go through and list everything that you get access to for £1 because it's all on the page that I'll share in the chat. But then what will happen on June 22nd is that will roll into a membership of just £99 a month, unless you cancel, and it's cancel anytime. So if you want to come check out the Rebellious Entrepreneur Academy for £1, we'll drop the link in the chat. And then, yeah, you can come and get involved with Client Week, which is going to be happening 17th of June. Caroline, you're supposed to now say something.
You're on your own. This is your biggest fear. Hello, is anyone out there? Hello. Hello.
Well,
yeah,
we'd
love to see you. We'd love to see you in the challenge. It's a ridiculous price. We're mad. We're mad. We shouldn't even be doing it. Actually, you know what? I take it back, Cordelia. Don't share it. It's bonkers. It's far too cheap. We shouldn't be doing it. Oh no, it's out there. It is out there.
Previously to doing this, it would cost 2,500 to even access them, like half of the materials in that. We had one program 2,500, another program 2,500. We're giving you access to all of that, plus a Q&A session on a Tuesday, plus our community WhatsApp group. You get the promotion pass so you can promote your business in the Rebellious Business Network Facebook group for £1. It's all on the page. Check it out. It's mental. It's not too good to be true. We're just awesome.
We're giving you 30 seconds to click that link.
And then we are going to...
Because we've been closing the call for 10 minutes now. And it's getting awkward.
And John has got shit to do. He has shit to do. He's a busy man.
He's got shit to do to stop being shit. And yeah, right. Do you know what? I feel like you all have had enough time. If not, it's join.rebelliousbusiness.com/nab-a-client. Join.rebelliousbusiness.com/nab-a-client.
Lots of love.
Lots of love.
From your John.